evening and welcome in once again to Tijuca Tennis Club in Rio de Janeiro for tonight's Basketball Champions League America's Group B matchup between Flamengo of Brazil taking on Toros de Chiriquí of Panama. Alongside Andrew Hunt, I'm Craig Feta, and we're so glad you can be with us tonight, wherever you're watching from, in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL America's YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. Andrew, Flamengo comes into this one having narrowly escaped Boca 70-69 2 nights ago, while last night Boca beat the brakes off of Toros. You'd have to think Flamengo would have to like their chances on their home floor tonight. They had 4 players score in double figures against Boca, led by Guy Deodato and Shaquille Johnson, who each had 16 points.
Yeah, Shaquille Johnson was a great addition based off of their first game. Very efficient scorer, which is kind of what you normally expect from some of the American players that play in this tournament. We spoke about Guy Deodato. He's that spark plug, can really go on a run. As you mentioned, good overall team effort, good balanced scoring. The team we saw win this championship last year had exactly that formula, and I have to say that so far, not knowing Group A yet, but Flamengo has been one of my favorites very early in the tournament. Hard to say that I picked them as a winner, but a favorite. I like it.
Yep, Flamengo and Franca both look very strong so far. Los Toros, meanwhile, started out pretty good against Boca, but the Panamanians couldn't keep up with the deep, experienced Boca roster. Gregory Foster had 20 against Boca, and George Williams had 18. And aside from 44-year-old Jaime Loreda, they didn't get much from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, Jaime was a low down low there, but also could shoot outside. So that was great to see him represent. I don't know if this is the game that you want to try to get back on track against Flamengo, but they're definitely going to want to turn in a good effort, and I anticipate everybody's going to be playing their best.
This is the last game of the December window. After this one wraps, we'll pick things up again in January as we will involve Group A in the festivities for the first time as we look at the starting lineup for Toros de Chiriquí. Gregory Foster into the starting lineup tonight for head coach Joshua Chambers. As we await the starters for Flamengo. Joshua Chambers assisted by Alberto Duque and Guillermo Navarro. And we saw our officials just a few moments ago as well. Johnny Batista of Puerto Rico, Krishna Dominguez of Mexico, and Edwin Quiles of Puerto Rico. Great environment here at Tijuca Tennis Club in Rio. As we look at the home side, we got Dos Santos. That went away fast. Shaquille Johnson, didn't see the rest of them. And unfortunately,
five, Craig. 5 of them.
Yeah, there usually are. I appreciate that. I'm guessing Alexi Borges is in there as well. We shall see the remainder of the starters. Unfortunately, we can't get them off of the stat pages online. Continue to have difficulty with that program. It's going to be a long window since Group A did not play in the December. Day window as opposed to 6 like it usually is. January 9th through the 18th. So mark your calendars.
Consider it marked, Craig. I'm ready.
Looking to sweep Group B after defeating Boca by 1. Toros looking for their first win after falling to Boca last night, 92-71. And the other game last night, Instituto defeated CDC Leones by 9, but that one was a lot closer than 9. Instituto led by 17 in the third quarter. Leones cut it down to 2 with 2 minutes to play, but were unable to get any closer. That was an exciting one.
Yeah, we had a game for a couple minutes there.
Yeah, we did.
A few minutes. I'm going to go with a few.
Ball's in the air, and we are underway. Initial possession going to Flamengo. Alexi Borges, as we suspected. In the game for Gustavo Conti. So the starting 5 for Flamengo: Jonathan Dos Santos, Shaquille Johnson, Lucas Seward, Alexi Borges, and Tyvek Galitzi. And for Toros, it's going to be Gregory Foster, Guillermo Navarro, George Williams, Alejandro Grant, and Ezekiel Bell. You're right, Andrew. There were 5 for each team.
Yeah, no Hoosiers situation here. You know, my team's on the floor. The ultimate at the professional level, I think that would be a sign of disrespect. Like, yeah, we got 4, we're good. You have to start the game with 5. You have to start with 5, but you can play with 4 later in the game.
Seward's 3 just short. Rebound tracked down by Borges. Inside to Shaquille Johnson. He gives it up, and Galitzi goes up and stuffs it down with one hand. Nice way to start the game for Flamengo. Foster. Outside to Grant. 6 on the shot clock. He shoots it up, won't go. Tough shot over the extended arm of Lucas Seward. Open jumper missed by Borges, out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to stay with Flamengo, much to the consternation of George Williams. Williams, as we said in the open, a great game. 18 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. 11 of 12 from the free throw line against Boca.
That turnover that we just saw there by Galitzi, I don't know where he's going. You catch the ball. You're the tallest guy on the floor. He didn't go back. It almost looked like he's going to try to tip slam it, but he couldn't. Okay. You bring the ball down, regroup, maybe look to score. Maybe in that case they want to bring the ball back out, new shot clock, great. Why dribble? Just pass back out and then repost, or move around the paint to get yourself into a scoring position. I don't know why he felt he needed to dribble and ended up.
Foster driving the lane, hangs and hits off the window. Nice drive by Gregory Foster. He had 20 points against Boca, 2 assists and 2 steals. Borges a little too deep to do anything with it. Gets it outside to Dos Santos. He launches the 3 and splashes it home. Flamengo back on top now, 5-4. Foster outside to Navarro. Bell splits the defense. Can't finish with the left hand. Gets it back. 3 on the way from Navarro. That misses. Foster picks it up off the deck. Nice work by Toros on the offensive glass. Foster hangs. It won't fall in, but he draws the foul on Taya Galizzi.
Yeah, that's the matchup you're looking for. If you're Foster, Galizzi, you're like, please stop dribbling.
First free throw for Foster is up and good. Second offering for the 35-year-old American. Misses right. Borges, high right side. Drum line in full effect. That goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Toros ball. We're tied at 5, Andrew, with 7 minutes to play in this first quarter, but Flamengo does not look particularly sharp just yet.
Yeah, we mentioned, well, we didn't mention exactly, but what you could kind of deduct from our pregame analysis there was that if Flamengo comes in here thinking, you mentioned they must really like their chances. I agree. Sometimes you play a little lax if you think the game's already in the bag, but hopefully they'll snap out of that once you see a team staying with you that you think you should beat. Usually you're going to play up to the level you're supposed to.
Ezekiel Bell gets credit for that tip in. Nice drive by Borges with the right hand, and we're tied back up at 7. Foster. Gets to the baseline, kicks it back out to Bell. He jacks the 3 up. That's good. Ezekiel Bell was over 2 from the arc against Boca. It's his first offering tonight.
Yeah, they did not respect his shot.
Well, Jonathan Dos Santos says, respect my shot, as he turns around and answers. And he's got 6 on 2 of 2 3-point shooting already. Williams. Navarro. Back to Foster. He thought about the 3. Shot clock way down at 3. That's up and good. Gregory Foster. Beg your pardon, that was Alejandro Grant.
Yeah, Grant got Dos Santos to back up with that jab. So he showed the shot, jab. Dos Santos backed up just a step. That was enough for him to go ahead and take the shot and make it. Nice.
Nice take there. Shaquille Johnson.
To elaborate a little bit on my comments from Shaquille, that's the kind of stuff he does. I don't feel like I saw him take a lot of ill-advised shots in the first game that we saw him.
Our graphic pointed that out as Kyle Manfio, but he's in the game, but he didn't make that bucket. It was Shaquille Johnson. I didn't see Manfio come in. Replaced Lucas Seward, it looks like. Baseline jumper over the zone, no good. Galizzi the rebound. Beg your pardon, that was Manfio the rebound, so he replaced Galizzi.
Hey.
Now Kaio for 3. Your guy. Ruan Miranda into the game now for Flamengo as well. He didn't play.
Help Miranda.
So Gustavo Conti making some early subs. Evidently, he doesn't like the way his team came out either. Miranda, who did not play against Boca. Manfio on the floor. Did not see a lot of time against Boca. Stays 16-13. Foster. Flamengo in the zone. Foster penetrates and kicks it out a little bit too far for Adalberto Rojas. So Flamengo looking to extend this lead. Johnson. Dos Santos was a little unhappy with whatever Johnson did right before that last pass. Now Dos Santos cuts to the bucket. Here comes Miranda. Manfio the rebound. Miranda back up. Missed. Dos Santos another rebound. Franco Balbi into the game as well. Outside for Dos Santos for three. That missed. Rebound by Jaime Lloreda. Foul's going to be on Alejandro Grant. Balbi into the front court now. 2:50 to play in this first quarter. Balbi guarded by Foster to Manfio for three. Caio 0 for 2 so far tonight. We always have to bring it up, Andrew. In the quarters last year against Obras, 28 points on 7 of 7 3-point shooting, 10 of 10 overall, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Balbi dishes it off, and the right-hand lay-in for Manfio. Now it's 18-13. Joshua Chambers wants timeout after that little run by Flamengo. Looks like Toros kind of, I don't want to say lost their composure, but they lost whatever flow they had going early.
Right. I think we're both of the opinion that Flamengo is probably the more experienced, like polished team here, and you would expect it sometime for the cream to rise to the top.
You should say a prayer, ain't nobody praying for you. Cause if I want it, then it's mine, that's what I'm saying to you. If it ain't hard, you better leave. You try and cross me, then you dead to me. Cause I'm in the business of making enemies. And there's a good chance that you may never leave. You feeling comfortable, you should never be. Cause I bring the pain if we should ever meet. Tonight, you should really find a lifeline. Outlaws come alive in the nighttime.
An 8-0 run by Flamengo has given them a 5-point lead, 18-13. Andrew, I think you raided your closet for that little outfit there.
Hey, now I see what all the buzz is about, you know? Hey! That's awesome.
Buzzada.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see what Toros can come up with here after the timeout. Open look for three from the corner for Alejandro Grant, misses. Balbi has it. Kick saved out of bounds by Grant.
It's hard for me to think that he drew up in the timeout a swing to to the corner three for a shot off 2 passes. I don't know that that's what he drew up.
That 3 attempt by Dos Santos misses, but Ruan Miranda. Another rebound. Miranda off to square it in. Miranda with 4 after not playing against Boca. Foster, the scoop won't go in. Taken out of there by Johnson. Open look for 3 for Balbi off of the screen by Miranda. Won't fall in. Here comes Toros back the other way. Lemon. And an offensive foul on Joshua Lemon.
Nice. Let's see if we get another look at this. I thought I thought the defender was set. That particular image doesn't strike me as he's on 1 foot.
Yeah, he was backpedaling.
Right.
So the lead now
is not
7.
the posture of an offensive foul.
.47 to play in this first quarter. The run net for Flamengo, 10-0. Again, a big welcome into all our viewers in the USA on FanDuel TV, in South America on DirecTV, and around the rest of the world on the BCL Americas YouTube channel and Courtside 1891. Been a great window thus far. This the final game. We will pick things up back in January on the 9th. 3 from the right wing is straight through. Guess who? Jordan Williams. The 31-year-old American who lit it up last year in BCLA with Flamengo this year. And reach in foul by Borges to stop the drive of Foster.
Williams was with that Abreka Maccabi team we were discussing last night, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
Along with Haskell and what was the other big guy on that team that I liked? He had like 3 or 4 fouls in the first half one game, and then scored like 12 points or something nutty. I was like, what? It was just a crazy game. I can't remember that guy's name. We'll look it up.
3-point attempt at the buzzer by Balbi is no good, and we go to the second quarter with Flamengo on top by 10, 23-13. A 13-0 run by Flamengo to close the quarter, and Joshua Chambers has to come up with something here. Andrew Hunt, if you're holding his clipboard, what are you saying to your guys in that huddle?
In these situations, we've come across this, here and there, maybe every third game or so, you really got to lock up on defense. It's hard to just draw something up that gets me to start making baskets. I am going to kind of try to go for easier looks. I'm not just going to chuck threes. It's early enough in the game. I can still get back in it with easy looks, and I want to get defensive stops that lead to transition buckets. Now maybe my momentum gets me some open 3-point looks that I'm more confident in shooting. That's when I can go back to the outside games once I've got a little momentum. It starts on the defensive end, though.
The gentleman you were thinking of on Abreka Maccabi, I believe, was Ernesto Ogilvy.
That's the one. I get him confused with Romero, who was one of the top guys in the in the tournament. Both got a more streamlined haircut like myself, and so I noticed. Yeah,
Ogilvy
Ogilvy
averaged
was
16 points and 7.3 rebounds per game through the quarters for Hebraica last year.
I liked him. He's like a garbage man. He didn't care. He's just going to grab rebounds, get to the rim. It didn't matter. He was playing out there 110% all the time.
And that Hebraica team wasn't very deep.
Right. They had maybe 6 guys that really saw minutes.
Yeah, they rode those guys.
Well, if I remember, I want to say they only had 8 or 9 guys on the roster at some. I don't remember if that was the whole tournament or if it was just towards the end, if they lost some guys or what the deal was. I don't remember. But I thought they just didn't have very many to start with.
Rojas for 3 puts an end to the Flamengo run. So the run ends at 13-0 at the end of the first quarter, and Rojas cuts the lead to 7. Williams has his pocket picked, gets it back. And let's see if Toros can go on a little run here to start off the second quarter and get back in this one. Ball tipped out of bounds by Caio Manfio. It'll remain with Toros de Chiriquí.
Yeah, never mind why send the timeout. Just come out, chuck a 3, and go back at it. Now, they did get a defensive stop, though. So, I mean, I'm at least half right in this first minute.
Baseline pull-up for Williams rattles in. Effort off the glass, a little too strong. But Toros back to within 5 now. Long cross-court pass from Balbi to Manfio, poked out of bounds, and it goes off Manfio's leg. It'll be Toros ball.
I'm not even sure if I think he just lost it. I don't know that it got, maybe we'll see here. Yeah. I don't really think, Foster reached for it, but I don't think he made any contact with the player or the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. You get a look at Alejandro Grant, 31 years old. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals against Boca. Foster back outside to Rojas, another 3. That one missed, back tapped and controlled by Flamengo. Here comes Balbi. Balbi dishes it out. Williams, no. Rebounded by Grant. Oh, stolen away by Williams. Here comes Borges, hangs in the air with the circus shot and gets it to fall. Draws the foul as well. But how about the crafty veteran Jordan Williams coming in from behind to knock the ball loose, getting it to Ruan Miranda. He got it out to the driving Borges. And he leaves Toros standing around with their arms in the air going, what just happened?
I feel like almost every game we've had, we have that quick comeback. You know, you score, and I was always impressed with guys that had I was too slow and unathletic. I just needed to run back on defense. I was like, I got to get back here before I get burned. But those guards that would just stick around up there near the out-of-bounds line and nab those steals, I always was kind of impressed by that. I'm like, how do you know? Like, do you just sense something that they're, I don't know what they're seeing.
Rojas connects for three. And he's got 6 on 2 of 3 shooting from the arc. Toros back to within 5. Miranda hands it back to Borges. Borges trying to shake Oscar Zephyrin. And Flamengo turns it over. Zephyrin into the game kind of early tonight. Williams. Zephyrin to his right, back to Williams. Beg your pardon, that was Navarro at the top of the key. Rebound, Jaime Lloreda fighting for it. Goes out of bounds off of Flamengo. Toros will have it with 14 on the shot clock and 7:08 to play in the second quarter. Navarro looking, finally gets it in to Williams. Navarro gets it back from Lloreda. Shot clock at 5. Pops for 3. Just missed. Borges. And the drive by Dos Santos. He hits the rim on the way up, but he does draw the foul. So he will go to the free throw line for a pair. The foul is going to be on George Williams, and that is his first. First free throw straight through. Second one good as well. Lead back to 7. Biggest lead of the game for Flamengo was 10. Zephyrin can't handle the pass. Skitters out of bounds, and it'll be Flamengo ball. Toros led by 3 early. Before Flamengo went on a 13-0 run to end the first quarter. And that's going to be a foul on Jordan Williams.
Definitely not really happy with any foul right now if I'm Flamengo, because I think they've shown so far that they can defend pretty well without fouling, especially in that zone. That's just a little greedy. You say, yeah, the ball's kind of out there, let me go for it. He knew it. You could tell on his face that he was like, yeah.
Nice jumper by George Williams. He's got 4 points and a timeout with just a tick inside 6 minutes to play in this second quarter. Flamengo, a huge rebounding advantage in this game already, 22-12, including 10-4 on the offensive glass. Each team with 5 turnovers.
A outra foi com a Alex, essa foi com você. É aqui, ó. Você tem que jogar isso.
Craig, you mentioned those
28-23
offensive rebounds.
in favor of Flamengo with 5:59 to play in the second quarter. And as we said, Andrew, going into that break, a 10 rebound advantage early for Flamengo.
Yeah, I just want to point out that 4 of those were on 2 buckets by Miranda.
Yep, when he first got into the game, making his presence known immediately. Quick spin move, yeah. Seemed like a little bit of a delayed whistle.
How long
there.
are we going to take the... I was like, you see him grabbing his arm, right? Like, feel like the player had thrown up his hand before they even blew the whistle.
I mean, he made that spin move. It was 2 steps past and was into his jump when the whistle blew. I mean, the call was obviously correct, but...
Yeah, just an example for folks that sometimes guys are this good. The referee that currently has the ball, he wouldn't have been able to see that foul. So if the referee closest to us on the screen here is not looking, that's an obvious call that may get missed because, you know, because of where the body of the offensive player is blocking the actual foul.
Zephyrin scores his first bucket of this tournament. And he's got Toros back to within 3. Borges, right side. Rather left side, and now the 3 on the way. Borges has 8.
Shaquille Johnson came up a little tender on that one.
Keep an eye on that. That 3-pointer missed.
He gets fouled on this. It was an attempt at a box out, I think.
And for a moment, I thought Taya Galitsi was untying Shaquille Johnson's shoe, not his own.
Right. Here, this will help your ankle out, buddy. Let me tie this up tight for you. I'll fix it. Don't worry.
There's that last floater. Nicely done by Zephyrin. Lead stays at 6, 31-25 following the foul. Galitsi on the handoff to Borges. Little hesitation, loses it out of bounds. And that's going to be Toros' ball. It's the second one of those that we've seen Borges drive the lane and just lose it.
Yeah, and a few turnovers that way for Flamengo. If Borges has 2 and we got Manfield with another one that was similar, and Galitsi with that one early where he just kind of dribbled out of bounds after an offensive rebound. Those are the kind of turnovers that, you know, if I guess I just don't really like any turnovers, but as a player, I really hate those because I practice dribbling. I do this stuff every day, and you just really don't like those.
Williams fading away with the shot clock winding down. Can't get it to fall. Galitsi the rebound. Beg your pardon, that was Manfield. Foster tried to commit the foul, but Borges goes with the left hand that time and scores. He's got 10. Talking about the turnovers, each team with half a dozen. 3:50 to play in the second quarter. Williams. Lloreda gets way too deep under Galitsi. Finally gets himself in a shooting position and misses. Borges open for 3. And a foul.
Said after that post-up, I need a rest.
Yeah, he did a lot of work against Taya Galitsi to get back into position. And now Joshua Chambers wants timeout. Team back down by 8.
if he gets back in the game and posts up later, I want you to watch his off arm, because I think he was doing what we call the clear out technique, which I do not think is strictly legal, but they did not call it. So
if they don't call it, it ain't illegal.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're usually allowed to have a bit of an arm bar out to protect yourself. You don't just have to keep your hands at your sides.
Right.
You know,
Right.
You can create some space, but when you start to move that arm out, that's the clearing out motion. That's literally usually the motion that the referee will do that it's the clear out. They'll make
Right.
the fist and kind of move their arm out. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Galizzi's not a small guy, so to move him out of the way takes some effort. What's his official listed height
particularly
here?
well. Galizzi listed at 6'9", 205 centimeters.
Okay.
Johnson working on Foster. Nice defense by Gregory Foster. Forced the miss, but Jordan Williams gets the rebound. Back over to Borges. Now Galizzi. Oh, he spins and muscles that one up over Ezekiel Bell. And the lead back to 10. Matches their biggest lead. Inside 3 minutes to play second quarter. Navarro hesitates, gets it back out. Williams pops from the right elbow. No. Rebound Seward. Now Jordan Williams straight on for three. You can't leave him alone. He will absolutely torture you from out there. He's got 6 now on 2 of 3 shooting. And just like that, Andrew, the lead is 13.
Yeah, Flamengo is capable of scoring in runs like that, and that's one of those things that I mentioned. You compared that to Franca, who is similar, and I have a hard time figuring out which one I think is better at this point, but both pretty consistent in going on those scoring runs.
Borges throws that prayer up, won't go, out of bounds. That's going to be Toros' ball. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. Flamengo 40.5% overall. Toros 34.5. Toros actually shooting the ball better from 3-point range. They're at 40%. Just 31.6 from 2. Flamengo the other way around. 59% from 2-point range, 25% from 3.
Yeah, we mentioned the offensive rebounds. Turnovers, I believe, were even, but those offensive rebounds probably the difference in the game. That's that many second chance opportunities for Flamengo.
Bell rings that one home to get the lead back down to 10. He's got 8. He's 2 of 2 from long distance. Borges to Williams. Over to Balbi. Balbi driving into the corner. 3 up, 3 in. Lucas Seward joins the party from long range. Doreda on the handoff to Foster. Shot clock at 8. Nobody moving. Nobody moving for Toros.
I thought Foster's feet were moving when he picked up the ball.
Bell with the strip on the way up. Now Foster pushing the break. Behind the back pass. Lay it with the left hand. Bell's got 10. I'm sure we'll get another look at that one. Gregory Foster with the behind-the-back bounce pass.
Everybody else on his team needs a sip of whatever Bell's drinking. That would help them out.
Dá tempo da gente fazer uma bola mais rápida, ou o que quer fazer o que vocês quiserem no tempo aqui, o que vocês quiserem no tempo que for. Se no primeiro passe tiver alguém livre, arremessa. Agora controla.
Flamengo chucking it from three-point range in this game. 6 of 21.
Começa mais baixo. Alexeu Franco com a bola, o Taja mais alto. Faz um post aqui e sai pelo Taja.
So Toros, on the other hand,
Não deu, tá?
5 of 11.
Não deu. Aqui Jordan, Alexeu Franco. A bola vem aqui, não deu arremesso, nós vamos punch em sequência, tá? Então vem, bloqueio e o Taja vem na sequência. Depois do punch, o Taja ainda vai pegar o Lucas tá no corner. Depois do punch, o Taja pegou a bola, ao invés de rolar, vai no Lucas e depois rola. Tudo bem, não? 2 oportunidades pro Lucas arremessar. Ele acabou de meter a bola de 3 pontos. Vamos lá. Você tá pedindo pra fazer o espanhol?
There's another look at that crafty pass. Greg Foster. Wow. (41-30), the lead back to single digits. 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Balby. Now Borges. Shot clock at 10. 3 on the way from Seward. That rolls off. Navarro grabbed the rebound, and now Gregory Foster walking it up, holding for the last shot. And the foul by Borges. They had one to give. 4.2 seconds to play. That'll give Gustavo Conti a chance to make a couple of defensive substitutions. Lemonu inbound. Lloreda. And he misses from 12 feet. I'm not sure that's the play they wanted. To have your center, Jaime Lloreda, attack from the top of the key and settle for a 12-foot fadeaway. I mean, he's a good shooter and all, but I don't think that's what they drew up. So Flamengo goes into the locker room with an 11-point lead, 41-30. Huge rebounding disparity in this one so far. 29 rebounds to 16 for Flamengo, including 12-5 on the offensive glass. Everything else just about even. Flamengo far better from 2-point range. Toros far better from 3, but they just don't have the volume to make up for it. Flamengo from the free throw line in the first half. 3 of 4. Toros just 1 of 3. As we look at the highlights from the first half, Toros led by 3 early. But Flamengo went on a 13-0 run to end the first quarter. Take a 10-point lead. Got it up to 13 in the second quarter before Toros whittled it down just a little bit. Flamengo outscoring Toros in that second quarter, 18-17. And Andrew, we talked about it during the timeout, but if you're Joshua Chambers, how do you attack the second half? It just seems like Toros, they get a couple of good offensive sets, and then they have guys seemingly just standing around watching Gregory Foster or George Williams try to create something.
Yeah, right. The thing that it still holds true is that you really need to try to stop the other team to gain some momentum. You get additional possessions when you stop the other team, and you just don't have to score quite as many points because you've slowed them down a little bit. You've stopped the bleeding. Flamengo, as well as we mentioned, Frank, are two teams we know in this tournament, as well as maybe others, but those two are some proven ones we saw last year. They have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the hole, and it's just very tough to kind of stop their attack. Your offense is never really going to be that much better. You know, maybe one game out of nowhere, like right now, Bell, that guy right there, he's scoring a lot of points. He's pretty good from the field too, percentage-wise. I don't know that you're always going to get that performance from him. So your offense is pretty set. You pretty much know what you're going to be getting. It's not like a 10-point-a-night guy is going to all of a sudden score 50. And if he does, it's probably only happened one time. So defense is where you can really improve on a night-by-night basis. And get yourself just better opportunities on the offensive end.
41-30 at halftime. Final game of the December window for the 2024-25 BCL Americas Championship Tournament. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Feda, and we are back with second half action live from Tijuca Tennis Club in Rio de Janeiro in just a few moments. Welcome back to Tijuca Tennis Club in Rio de Janeiro. A lovely 76-degree summer evening in Rio. Final game of the December window of the 2024-25 Basketball Champions League Americas tournament. Alongside Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Fada. Appreciate you being with us. Hope you've enjoyed all the games that we brought to you over the last 6 days on FanDuel TV in the United States, on DirecTV across South America and around the rest of the world, on the BCL Americas YouTube channel, and Courtside 1891. Flamengo, one of the pre-tournament favorites, certainly in Group B, takes an 11-point lead this third quarter over Toros de Chiriquí of Panama. Led by as many as 13 in that first half. We're back underway. And Flamengo with a chance to draw first blood. Into the corner for Seward. And they do! Seward hits the three. And just like that, Flamengo's got their biggest lead of the game at 14. (44-30). Flamengo did not shoot the ball well from the arc in that first half. Just 30%.
At halftime, you got to think that they were talking about what I've discussed with you on multiple occasions is we're probably going to shoot better in the second half. They had a pretty good offensive game in the first half, and just knowing that now that they're warmed up, their percentage is likely going to go up. It's bad news for Toros.
Alexi Borges accelerates with the right hand and lays it in, and the lead now 16.
Craig, they're 100% in the second half right now, Flamengo.
2 for 2. Baseline pull-up is good for Guillermo Navarro. Borges for 3. Rebounded by Grant. Foster working on Borges. Borges pushing it up now. The left wing for 3. That misses. Rebound pulled down by George Williams. Williams on the handoff to Navarro. He's picked up by Jordan Williams. Navarro hangs off the window, won't go. Williams the rebound. Jonathan Dos Santos. Draws the foul on George Williams. So Dos Santos will go to the stripe as George Williams pleads his case. Never seen one of the officials stand there during a free throw.
It's a good spot to wait.
Second free throw rattles out for Dos Santos, but Flamengo with the offensive rebound. Again, we talked several times in that first half about the rebounding disparity. 32, 33, 18. Including 13-5 on the offensive glass. Flamengo has as many offensive rebounds as Toros have defensive rebounds.
And that statistic right there is always bad. That's one of those that I don't know that you're going to win a game if the offensive rebounds to the other team equals your defensive rebounds.
I honestly don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I'm gonna put together some death stats. That sounds a little extreme, but just statistics that I feel like you're almost guaranteed to not be winning if these are true. We had the over 20 turnovers.
Over 20 turnovers, yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep.
And now Foster loses it out of bounds.
I don't know if any level of basketball I've seen anybody win. Maybe like, grade school kids, possibly, just because they're probably not a high percentage of converting turnovers. But any other level of basketball, anybody that you give the ball up to that many times, they're probably going to score it a fair amount.
Little pocket pass to Galisi. Boy, and a golden opportunity for Toros, and they can't convert. They've got a 4-on-2 now. Jordan Williams with the right hand. Man,
you can see Toros.
They were just, they're shaking their heads.
Yeah, we're seeing the same thing. They were not quick to get back on defense. They weren't that quick to get back on offense.
Yeah. And the lead now 19. Here comes Navarro, spins it off the window. It won't fall. Morgus up ahead to Williams. And he goes up and dunks it with the right hand. Jordan Williams at 31 years old says, I still got some ups. And the lead now 21. A 12-2 run to open this third quarter for Flamengo, and that is not what Joshua Chambers ordered up for his team. A 12-2 burst for Flamengo to open this third quarter on their home floor. Trying to make the lead insurmountable for Toros de Chiriquí as Flamengo tries to sweep Group B in the December window. They opened with a win over Boca, 70-69. Toros fell to Boca last night. Oh my! Foster to Grant on the alley-oop, and Grant's got 7. But Flamengo answers at the other end. Jordan Williams for 3. He's got 13. And just like that, you think Toros maybe has a little spark after that. Jordan Williams says, nah. Foster follows up with a nice layup after the drive. Galizzi with the right hand lay-in, and he will go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play after the foul on Jaime Lloreda. Saw the alley-oop from Grant, followed by the three-pointer by Jordan Williams. I thought Galitzi's shot went in, but evidently not because he's got 2 free throws. Galitzi drains them both, and he will sit down with 5 points. And the 31-year-old Argentine, depending on how this game goes, we may not see much of him the rest of the way out. Navarro to Lloreda. Seward gets some help.
See the off arm there?
Off-court pass. Yeah. Borges. Another three-pointer.
Get him started.
That's your guy, Kyle Manfio. He's got 7. Just what a 4 from three-point range in this game. Foster attacks. Looks like Manfio got a piece of that one. Borges whips it across. Outside to Seward for 3. And that's going to be a foul on Grant, I believe. Yeah, a push before the rebound.
Good call.
Yep. There's a look at that alley-oop again.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Right into your viewing device. Can't say TV anymore.
Yeah.
Watch on your phone, your tablet, your laptop.
I'm not even watching on TV. TVs are so 20th century, man.
Right?
I don't know if Jordan Williams is showing me hops like I'm going to run it. I think that's what Rojas was saying to Williams, too, is you ain't got hops like that. I see you can dunk. You still dunk. Got it. You get the ball over the rim. I don't know if you're running an alley-oop play out of bounds over the backboard to slam over somebody. That ain't happening.
4:25 to play, third quarter. The lead is now 25. 61-36. A 20-6 advantage for Flamengo in this third quarter. Flamengo up to 45% overall from the floor, 62% from two-point range.
Craig, with this kind of score, most everybody in the gym, too soon to say for sure, but most people probably think that Flamengo has this one in hand. What are the implications now on group play? I know score, it's not just about your record, it's also score. So this margin, how does this affect things moving forward for Flamengo? Well, and potentially Toros for that too, for that matter.
Well, they are looking to review this play in just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the point differential, look up.
That's a good angle. Did you think that was off of Williams?
Honestly, I could not tell.
It looked to me like I believe the defender, Toros, which it looks like they agree with my call, tipped the ball and it just went off of Williams' finger there. The refs agree with me, so I'm right. It's 4-1, Craig, even if you disagree.
Lemon hits the three-pointer. Got his first bucket of the game. For the 20-year-old, he had 6 against Boca. Yeah, I'm not sure how the point differential shakes out, if it's aggregate through the tournament or if it's for each window. However,
I guess my assumption was it was just for the window. Yeah.
That being said, with only 3 teams per window, I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think you can get a tie in a window.
Okay. So that's probably more relevant later in the quarters and semis.
Right.
And I would agree too. I can't imagine the point differential is running from your first game all the way to.
Oh, Joshua Lemon from way outside. But then again, Flamengo answers. Caio Manfio now has hit 2 in a row.
You've got a lineup on the floor for Flamengo where all 5 of those guys I would trust to shoot the ball. There's a couple I'd want to shoot before, the 5th guy, but any one of them definitely can shoot better than me.
Balbi has his pass tipped out of bounds by Adalberto Rojas. Rojas has been relatively quiet for Toros. He had 6 points against Boca. Has not been much of a factor tonight. He's 5th in the Panamanian Domestic League in scoring at 17.4 per game. Shaquille Johnson gets fouled from behind on the reach around by Gregory Foster. Johnson hits the first free throw.
Mentioned that point differential earlier. The thing that something I'm not as used to thinking about, like as coaching a game. If I'm up at this amount, 25 points, I just want to finish the game. I want to take a bunch of time. But I know there was a couple scenarios last year we saw where the differential kind of came into play, and you may want to, extend that lead, or you had teams that were definitely going to lose, but they were just trying to, we can still be in if we lose by 19 instead of 20 or something like that.
Right. A fall away over the outstretched arm of the defender as Flamengo looks to get the lead to 30. Into the corner, Seward. Yeah, we did not see Group A in this window as Lemon saves it. Group A is going to be Paisas of Colombia, Toros del Valle of Colombia, and Real Estelí of Nicaragua. Top 2 from each group will advance to the quarterfinals in March, and the final 4 will be in April. And the champion of this tournament will represent the Americas region in the 2025 FIBA Intercontinental Cup. Last year, I believe that was in Singapore.
I like that system. You go, playing all kinds of these like just think it sets up. Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of teams that make it a lot. They're like perennial powerhouses, but you're going to have some teams that once in a while, like, you get those matchups they haven't played since like 1989 or something like that in these tournaments. I think that's cool. I think it's a cool aspect instead of just seeing kind of the big time teams play every time.
Keemsa, after their win in BCL Americas last year, went 0-3 in the International Cup in Singapore.
Now you got me curious of how well the Americas teams have done.
Intercontinental Cup. I don't know why I want to call it international.
It's continents.
Yeah.
Like tectonic plates, Craig.
There you go. Another three for Jordan Williams, and he's got 16, 4 of 5 from the arc. Unicaja defeated the NBA G League United team in the final, 75-60. Unicaja from Spain. Third place was Tasmania Jack Jumpers, and in fourth, Al Riyadi of Lebanon. As the third quarter comes to a close, with Flamengo up big, 75-47. We are back with fourth quarter action live from Tijuca Tennis Club in Rio de Janeiro in just a few moments. Flamengo doubles up Toros de Chiriquí in that third quarter, outscoring the Panamanians 34-17. 75-47 as we head to the fourth. And this the final game of the December window. The next window starts January 9th. In Santiago, Chile. Those games will take place in January in Santiago, Chile. Paysandú, Uruguay. Panama City, Panama at Arena Roberto Duran, which I've been to. That's a fun place to see a game. Managua, Nicaragua. So we'll get to see some new venues in the January window, as well as 3 new teams.
Excited to see if we see some more crowds like we have here tonight with their
Oh yeah, count on
the
it.
drum line and the horns and all the
Yep.
accoutrement. Yeah, they've even got decorated drum. Like, this is not just some guy that some random guy with a drum that showed up. They've got the stickers of their
Decked out
team and
in
everything
team colors with the team logo. Yeah.
Right.
New venues. We'll see 3 new teams, at least as far as this year goes. Real Estelí, of course, a traditional BCL Americas power, but Toros de Valle and Paisas, both of Colombia. Rojas shakes his defender, steps back, and launches the 3, and a foul called on Shaquille Johnson. .38-year-old Adalberto Rojas drains the first free throw. He's got 8. He had 6 last night against Boca. Both free throws good, as we mentioned. Rojas 5th in LBP scoring at 17.4 points per game. Forgot Rojas had a 3rd free throw there. Yes, he was fouled on the 3-point shot. He's got 11 now.
He made sure his feet were behind the line.
Williams tried to sink another 3 there. Lemon nearly loses it, but gets it back. Long cross-court pass, baseline drive, reverse, high off the window,
Wow.
and falls in. It was like that Dr. J move from way back in the day. Galitzi spins that one in with the right hand. Sure you know which highlight I'm talking about. Dr. J up behind the backboard.
Oh, yeah.
That scoop layup. Step back 3. That misses for Lemon. I beg your pardon, that was Navarro. Valby directing traffic to get the offense set up. Shaquille Johnson tried to bull his way in. Nothing there.
Ooh. I believe that's Lemon.
That was, I think that was Navarro.
Okay.
But Lemon was the one that we saw that had that block, who just about jumped out of the gym. Wow, that is Joshua Lemon. My goodness.
Yeah, he is not afraid to go up. Like, he's
got some springs.
He's got some hops. Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of Latrell Alford in his leaping ability.
Hey.
It's a name from the Wayback Machine.
Right. I think Latrell was
Lemon
a
now
little
with
bit. a little bit taller in stature.
Yeah, Luttrell was a little taller.
Maybe 6'2", I'd give him.
Yeah, yep. Flamengo tries the alley-oop, but denied, and then Grant misses the three at the other end. Rebound tipped by Lemon, would not go. Well, Balby at the other end. Galizzi. High off the window and in. My goodness. Outside to Navarro. Shot clock at 8. Navarro drives, hangs from the free throw line, and hits. Galizzi again. I beg your pardon, that's Manfio. Missed that one badly. Out of bounds, and that'll be Toros ball. Five and a half minutes to play and some change as we get a brief glance at Gustavo Conti. He hasn't had to get too worked up tonight. Again, most of the time it's four guys standing around for Toros, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a norm for them or if it's just been something in this particular game. We do think we kind of saw that earlier when they were still kind of in the game, so it does make you question it a bit.
Well, it's like like I said, they run a couple of good offensive sets, do a couple of good things, and then they revert to just kind of standing around and waiting for somebody to create. Joshua Chambers takes time out with Toros down 85-58. Can't wait for the men's and women's AmeriCups coming up in 2025. Andrew, we were talking a few moments ago about the FIBA Intercontinental Cup in Singapore. The 2023 edition was won by Franca.
There we go. You say 2023?
Yeah, 23.
So quite recent.
Franca defeated Telekom Baskets Bonn of Germany. The G League representative, the Ignite, finished 5th. So then the G League decided to send apparently an all-star team and finished 2nd. The MVP, David Jackson. You remember him?
Yeah. Well,
Lucas Diaz.
He's 42
well,
now. He was still 39, 40 years old at that time.
Yeah. Lucas Diaz led the 2023 Intercontinental Cup at 18 points per game. Jorginho de Paula led the tournament in assists. That three-pointer good to get the lead back down into the 20s by Adalberto Rojas.
My assumption is the G League has their own tournament that sends a team to that, or what is their competition?
Well, typically it's a continental or regional champion, and I'm not sure if the G League just sent their champion or just sent a team. Last year, obviously, it was an all-star team from the G League that went. And how great is that? That these club teams around the world competitive with the American G League All-Stars.
Right. That seems good. You're playing against, I got to think, an all-star team from the G League is all guys that are right there on the edge of getting a contract to play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, right outside the best 400 in the world. So, yeah, to beat them, pretty good accomplishment.
And those G League guys could also play in the top leagues around the world.
Right.
Should they so choose some of the higher paying leagues.
A few of them, I think, choose to play in the higher leagues. They say, "Hey, I'll make my money." I don't know. I haven't seen what the G League guys. Maybe their pay has gone up, but I've known a few throughout. You've even seen some of the guys from the NBA leave the NBA to go to some of your higher leagues in Europe or where have you. I would have loved to play in any of them.
In 2023, the G League Ignite were pre-selected. To
pre-selected by FIBA or pre-selected by the G League?
It's not clear.
Interesting. I'm sure that's a good kind of cross promotion for both leagues. You got fans of FIBA that may become interested in the G League and fans of the G League that may like to see some FIBA once they see the teams they're not used to seeing.
Now, early in 2023, kind of make up for not having a 22 tournament, they played an early Intercontinental Cup in Tenerife, Spain. The Grand Valley Vipers, Rio Grande Valley Vipers, they won the 21-22 NBA G League season, and they went to that early 23 event, and Rio Grande Valley finished third.
Thank you for specifying which Grand Valley. There's many valleys that are grand. There's not as many canyons that are grand, but a lot of valleys. There's only one canyon that's Grand Valleys.
2022, Lakeland Magic finished third in Cairo. Flamengo won the Intercontinental Cup in 2022 in Cairo.
So two of the teams we mentioned in our current tournament that we feel are favored have a little bit of recent history here to show why that's kind of the case. But we also know both those teams from this tournament last year have changed a pretty good amount. Not just one or two guys, but
Franco Balbi played it. Franco Balbi played in that event in 22 for Flamengo.
I'd just like to point out that what I saw on the court last night, or go past the camera, was a birds.
Yeah, I remember that.
A couple of birds.
Rebound for Stewart. As we approach 1 minute to play, second half.
I've shown my math, science, and
Flamengo.
I've illustrated my math, science, and geology skills. I will now attempt to identify the species of bird and show you my biology skills as well.
Ornithology.
Yeah.
Deus Gueros scores for Flamengo. Good to see him in the game. Everybody now for Flamengo has played and scored in this tournament. Everybody on Flamengo's roster. That's always fun to see.
Is it?
Deus Gueros, 20 years old. Actually, I don't know.
What's going on with me?
Is Luan Rodriguez out there for Flamengo?
I don't know. I was watching the game clock. It seems to be
He's not.
not moving at the same pace of the shot clock.
Well, the game
Maybe they're
clock's
trying to
showing
get Rodriguez a
10.
bucket.
Gueros again. Drives, misses the layup. And now the shot clock is off. Up ahead to Foster. He banks it in with 2.4 to play. He finishes with 7. And Flamengo, a big 99-72 win. Toros actually outscored Flamengo in that fourth quarter, 25-24, but way too little, way too late for the Toros of David Panama. There you see the shooting numbers as we wrap up the December window for the 2024-25 BCL Americas tournament. Again, we get things started again in January, the 9th through the 18th. We will be in Santiago, Chile, at least the players will, on Thursday, January the 9th. We will see Group A into the event: Toros del Valle, Paisas of Colombia, and Real Estelí of Nicaragua. We'll see their first action this year. Well, Andrew, after this one, hard to say if Flamengo truly among the elite of BCL Americas so far this year, but you have to really look at them as at least one of the favorites based on their play so far. Between them and Franca.
Flamengo and Franca. I think Boca looked pretty impressive. I kind of feel like we may agree on this. You know, you put them up against those teams, and Flamengo and Franca are probably going to win most of the time, but still, against the other competition.
Boca lost to Flamengo only by 1 on Flamengo's floor.
Right.
So, and then we have I guess you can call it a little bit of a surprise, Minas in Group C, 2-0, and Quimsa, the defending champs, 0-2. Igua back into the tournament. They're 1-1 in Group C, and then Franca, of course, in Group D. Swept through that group. Instituto at 1-1, and CDC Leones at 0-2. As we roll the highlights, again, the final score: Flamengo 99, Toros de Chiriquí of Panama 72. Impressive effort all around for the Brazilians. As they look to solidify themselves among the favorites as we head into 2025. For my partner, Andrew Hunt, my name is Craig Feda. We appreciate you staying with us. We will see you again in January. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and so long for now.